We're live.
Nice.
Hello,
we
people.
are live. Hello, people. What up? We are very excited for this one. Oh, that was a distant air horn. I liked that actually. It was like off in the distance a little bit.
I hit the air horn, but it was still muted. So
So it was like picking it up through the mic. That's awesome. As you guys can see, we are waiting on Mr. Brad Bengal, Strip District Meats general manager. He will be here though. No stress on that. He will definitely be here. He is that guy. We don't need a bison head in that seat, Danny Palm, yet. Never to be eclipsed.
I mean, he can be fashionably late to meat bucks if he wants, you know.
It's kind of his company's thing. So I mean,
Yeah.
of all people to be late, I guess he kind of does get a pass on
Yeah.
that, to be fair.
He can do what he wants.
Taylor Cahill was definitely the latest ever to a podcast. Who was second? There was somebody else that one time. Who was that? Who was like pretty late? And we were like, wow, you're pushing it. Man, who was that?
Was it Hoot?
I mean, probably.
when we had Danilo on, we were...
Probably. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that one didn't register the same because of that, because Danilo was there on time. So we just talked to Danilo while we waited on Hoot. I felt like there was one other person who like semi-recently was that late. Don't get me wrong, not that late, but like over 20 minutes late. Dang.
Like in this studio?
I think so, but now, dude, this is like episode 180 or some craziness. I have no idea at this point.
174.
174 by number for sure, but we've done more. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's been, actually, we're probably pushing 200. Yeah, I would say. I think, first of all, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Because it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute, I would say, and there's been a lot going on here. We've been all over the place. We've been definitely all over the place, doing a whole lot, and making sure this July 19th fight card comes together right. And let me tell you, we haven't announced any fights yet. It don't mean we don't have fights. You just wait. You just wait till you see this fight card. It's real sick, and I'm real happy about it. Super excited for it. Some really intriguing matchups. A great mix again, top to bottom. Kind of just talking about how the Pittsburgh scene is so diverse right now, I would say, in terms of there's more pros than ever available, but also advanced AMIs, novice AMIs. We're getting Muay Thai more in the mix. I mean, obviously going to be talking about a certain young gentleman, Kassarian Spence, here in a minute. When it comes to meat bucks, he'll be in the conversation for sure. But I think his fight with Drew Landefeld, everybody's going to remember the head kick knockout, which was, for sure the knockout of the night. That was insane. Everything about that was just madness. But that whole fight was so fun, so engaging, so back and forth that it was like, okay, that's what Muay Thai in a cage can be, because I'll fully admit I'll fall on this grenade. I was definitely a guy for a long time that wasn't totally sold on Muay Thai as part of an MMA card. I kind of thought if you're having Muay Thai, it should just be a totally separate Muay Thai event, because the vibe, the energy, everything about it is very different than MMA. But, One Championships is doing well with their hybrid events. A lot of people are doing hybrid events, and there are logistical reasons why for us it makes sense to do hybrid events as well. That was like one of the first ones that I remember where it didn't feel out of place at all. Like that one was just seamless on the fight card. Oh my goodness. Look at this guy. Just comes in on camera. But that's a sweet shirt. That's a sick shirt though. What's up, bro? I see. Dude,
sorry I'm late, everybody.
Were you lifting right before this? You look like you got a pump going. He's jacked, dude.
No, I was sitting in traffic.
Oh, you just pissed off at traffic, getting all hype.
No, I knew it was coming.
Nice. So what's up, dude? Got you. We prepared you a little something.
Thank you. What's going on? What I missed?
Brad, you didn't miss anything. We were just bullshitting for 3 minutes. Easy work.
And now my brother told me it's not on the app. Is this only live on YouTube?
YouTube now. Yeah, and then it'll be on the app. We're really focusing in on growing our YouTube this year. We think that's a big area of need for us. So this is a way we're going to accomplish that, I think. And do your kids watch YouTube? Like, do they watch YouTube as like TV?
I try to limit it.
Well, that's
as much as I can.
Do they want to?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, when I let them, I'll catch them like watching things called Italian brain rot. Like,
what is that?
It's brain rot.
Do you guys sell that at the store? I want to try that. Can I sous vide that?
So yeah, I don't give them access to YouTube just yet.
Fair. Well, that's good. I mean, Italian brain rot does not sound great. I'll say that. But I noticed like at night, like I rarely watch actual TV anymore. It's just YouTube. And there's so many long form YouTube videos now that's like watching a TV show or something. And I'm like, this is clearly something we need to get in on.
Yeah, I think TV's dying. I mean, I haven't watched TV in years.
Yeah, like what's a regularly scheduled program that you get excited to watch anymore? It's tough.
There's
nothing. What do you watch? What does Brad watch?
Nothing.
You just throw nothing on.
Nothing.
You go home and just like stare at the wall and decompress.
No, I don't sit ever.
You're
and
just
when I
that guy.
do, like
He's
one of
just
my
that
buddies from the gym, Mike Womble, just came out with a book.
Yeah, dude. Shout out, Mike. That's awesome. I saw that.
I started reading that today. It's like based off of a blog that he already wrote, and he's such a wise man. He's been through a lot of stuff, has a lot of wisdom to share, and he speaks so well. So I'm just going to read it like a blog a day and make that my focus for the day and try it out. And I think it's going to work out well.
Dude, that's awesome. It's called White Belt Black Coffee. Yeah.
Yes. And that's his blog as well. But he used his blog to write a book.
That's smart.
Which was smart. Now he's already has other books in the works. And
that's really cool, man. Good for him.
Just reading the first chapter, I was like, wow, this is really good.
Nice.
I couldn't believe how good it was. It's going to be big.
I'm going to check it out for sure. I'm going to get a copy of that. Maybe he'll sign it for me at an event or something.
Absolutely. He's the nicest, humblest guy you'll ever meet.
He's the man. I love seeing him at our shows, and I've followed him on Instagram for a long time and definitely read the blog and checked out. You're right. He's very wise. That's the perfect word for it. A lot of good perspective coming from him and just framing life in a way that, some people probably need to hear.
And he's super disciplined and just super humble about it. You wouldn't even know. I mean, he's in powerlifting. He's like in bodybuilding. He competes at every competition he can in jiu-jitsu.
That's crazy.
He's amazing.
Some people are just built for it.
Trains every day.
Are just built for it.
I'm at the gym. He's there. I always see him.
Yeah.
He comes to kids class and coach. He doesn't even have kids in it. He's just
that invested.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. That's part of India in general. I feel like has that special kind of people flock there, but special people flock to
everywhere.
Jiu-jitsu in general.
Right.
Yeah, for
We're
sure.
all special. It's like I
agree.
Top 1%er type.
No doubt.
Thing.
No doubt, man. I think that I'm checking out your shirt. That shirt is sick, dude. I really like that. Did you compete IBJJF? Did you get it there or did you?
About a year ago. This is the IBJJF Charlotte one.
Nice. Yeah. Did you win gold there? Dude, I can't keep up. I thought so, but I didn't want to say that and be wrong. I was like, I'm pretty sure.
I competed at white belt.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
You won.
I did.
That's what matters. We have a question already, so I got to jump right into this. Mr. Brad, by the way. I like that. I have a question for you before everything gets started. I couldn't find alligator or kangaroo on your website. Do you still sell that in ground meat?
Maybe not in ground, but we do have alligator and kangaroo. I'll have to get back to you on that, but I'm pretty sure we have the ground kangaroo. I'm not sure if we have the ground alligator. I have to make that, and it's super pricey, and it's painful for me to put it through the grinder right now. But I can get it made ASAP for you as well.
I would take that a step further and just say the kangaroo, if you have like the kangaroo medallions or something else, get that instead anyway.
Right.
Man, that stuff was very good when I made it.
I love those.
It was so good. Yeah. So the ground meat, though, I mean, we see that too with a lot of fighters flock to the ground meat when they get their meat bucks for sure. It's like super popular for meal prepping and everything. Right. Super easy. Do you have a favorite ground? Do you care?
I use beef.
Yeah.
I use brisket and chuck, and I grind them through the grinder myself. And
well, your blend is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There. So that's good.
Pretty good. I've
been trying a lot of different ground meats, and I got to be totally honest, you can't tell a huge difference.
Not really.
You might as well just get beef.
Right.
Unless you're getting like the medallion, the steak or something else. But when it's ground, it's like,
right.
Because you're never eating it just by itself.
And the more exotic you get, the less fat those animals have.
Mm-hmm.
I like good fat. So at least 20% fat for me.
I feel like the world is getting wise to that, but fat isn't bad for you.
No.
Like that used to be the thing of like, you want everything low fat. You want a lot of grains and carbs.
And
for
that's
some
how
reason.
we got fat. eating
How
low
odd is
fat.
that? How crazy is that? Yeah, no, good fat. You cannot beat that. So what else? Before we get started with the actual meat bucks, because I know we got a lot to discuss from that card. There's a lot of contenders
There
on
are.
that one.
I agree.
What else is new at the store though? I saw some posts about beef bacon today, which
Nice.
that is very unique to you guys. I feel like I've had it before. Very interesting sure.
We make a lot of beef bacon.
Yeah.
We're finally. I mean, there would be a period of we would always be out of it. I felt like, because in the beginning of the month you'll sell out of your beef bacon in a week, and then so now I'm on a better schedule. I keep it in.
Nice.
We're constantly making beef bacon. I couldn't imagine if we tried to make pork bacon. We wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah. Is the process the same? I don't mean to be naive about beef bacon,
much.
but is it cow belly?
It's cow belly. They call them navels.
Okay.
The whole belly would probably be far too big.
Sure. That makes sense.
But we trim the navels up so that it looks like a pork belly almost. And then we pump them on the pump table, soak them in a brine for about 5 days of like a sugar, salt, water mix. And then we smoke them.
Dude, sweet. That's crazy. Yeah. I don't remember. I know I got it, but I honestly don't remember what I thought about it. Besides being like distinctly different than pork bacon, you can tell a huge difference. But I would typically prefer beef in general, anyway. So yeah,
I guess a lot of people frown on pork. I love the way it tastes.
You're the pork guy too.
I know.
Those pork steak. I mean, you turned me on to those like one of the first times I was there. So
I made that for everybody on Saturday. Pork steaks.
Nice. Where at?
At the store. I just put them in the toaster oven. I cut it into cubes.
Dude, that's awesome.
Like real small cubes.
Yeah.
I marinate it and then I bake it in there.
Look at this guy just feeding the staff pork steaks, marinated little pork cubes.
We eat well back there. I'm not going to lie.
How is business does it pick up in the summer cookouts and everything going on? Does it get crazy?
Oh yeah. We have graduation parties going on.
Oh yeah. I didn't even consider that.
You get a lot of big orders for that, and everybody's filling their freezer. Everybody lost all their meat with the power outages.
Oh, dude, that hurts.
Now they're stocking up for spring and summer, and then right around the corner is Father's Day.
That's true, and 4th of July, not far away. That's got to be.
Nobody knows what to get their dad for Father's Day, but meat is a great idea.
Meat's always the answer. As a fighter is about to learn, a nice little freezer full of strip district meats is an awesome gift. So I know Jared Billy kind of hinted at it with the alligator and kangaroo, but for people who maybe aren't familiar with Brad and strip district meats, they are a butcher shop right in the heart of the strip district. I mean, since 1954. Two. Dang, I was so close. 2 years off. So very old school, very well known in the strip district, but they have anything that you normally would be looking for. They have you covered there for sure. Chicken, pork, beef, all that good stuff. But they also have what I think separates you guys the most is that insane wild game selection. It's like out of control. You hear people like literally if you just walk down the strip district, you'll hear people commenting, "Oh my God, did you see they had camel or iguana?" Like it's that kind of store where you can also get some really not only wild game, but just really high end pork and beef as well. Like with the Iberico pork and Wagyu, you got Japanese like A5 Wagyu in there all the time. So
even our lowest quality meat is a high quality meat.
That's it's like you work there or something. It's like you care. That's the best way to put it. Like you're regular, you just go in and get the most regular ribeye you have. It's still going to be way better than what you're probably used to.
Right.
So that's definitely what separates you guys, I would say. And the staff, like the super knowledgeable staff, like you can ask about, because one thing I get, I'm kind of, not to toot my own horn, but I've been like cooking enough now that I kind of understand the cuts a lot better. But at first it's intimidating to walk into a place like that and see all these options and be like, I have no idea what any of this, like what's a skirt steak? I don't even, do I want that? Like you can totally ask one of your employees and they're super knowledgeable, super friendly. They don't make you feel dumb for asking. They're just like, oh yeah, it's like this. And you could do like tacos with it or whatever. They're great for that.
Yeah, we try to really open our employees' eyes when they start working there. That's why we feed them so much. We try to cook the meats out of the case. Like, you know, if I have pork steaks laying in there from the day before, I'm going to, instead of just making them ground pork or sausage, sometimes I turn it into lunch and they get to experience it, and it helps them sell it better and it helps them eat better as well. So
who, if you had to have a cookout and somebody on your staff was in charge of the food, who would it be? Who's the best cook on staff? You can't say yourself.
I'd have to say Lucas in the back. He's a chef. He's a hustler. He's one of our beef cutters. But oftentimes when we're hungry, we send Lucas upstairs to whip us something up. He'll stir
On
fry.
the grill? Or
I usually do the grilling, but
Okay.
Lucas will stir fry something up or make some awesome sauces for things.
That's awesome.
He makes our lamb harissa sausage.
Ooh, nice.
It's killer.
Yeah, that's
Killer.
sweet.
He was making gourmet turkey burgers at one time.
Gourmet turkey
where
burgers.
He made the whole blend, and they sell so fast, it's just not even worth it. So
That's crazy.
I had to pull him off of that.
He was doing too well.
Yeah.
No, that's great. We got Nico Petrides in the chat as well, throwing down some meat emojis. This is a guy who's familiar with Strip District meats and
Big
has been there.
Oh yeah, he had a great fight this time.
He did. Like, we're definitely going to talk about that. I feel like that's probably the sleeper fight for me. That's the one that people forget about, probably because of what happened after.
Yeah.
And all the shenanigans. But Nico's fight was incredible. So I think we should probably dig in. For people who have never watched a Meat Bucks podcast, the way this works is we have a fan vote, which is done. That's worth 2 points. And then I get a vote. Brad gets a vote. Danny Palm gets a vote. Ryan Middleton, owner 247, gets a vote off screen. They're all worth 1 point. Whoever has the most points at the end is going to win. So we can start with the fan vote since that's over. Our guy, AJ Germain, our intern, created this whole bracket voting system, which I thought was freaking incredible.
Yeah.
The votes, I mean, it was going bananas. Like, the amount of votes we got was so much better than past editions doing it this way. And we didn't have to manually count them, which I very much appreciated.
I don't know how you could. I lose track.
It took a lot of time. It definitely took a lot of time. But needless to say, the fan vote winner was very definitive. And we even did this in stages. So when I say bracket, I literally mean like Sweet 16. Like, we had a round, and then the winners advanced, and then the winners competed and then advanced. We got down to a final four that I think was Caleb Leedy, Brady Huang, Nico, and Bronco. I think was the final four. And man, one guy took like 58% of it, and that was Brady Huang.
Wow.
I said it wrong the first time. My
Wow.
bad, Brady. Man, my own champ. Can't even say my own champ's name.
Wow.
But yeah, so he took 58%. And this is very interesting, Brad, because this dude is not local. He's in California. So if he wins, we're going to need to get creative. I don't even know what we do here.
He might be our first shipment.
Yeah. Yeah.
He might get $200 in shipping.
Hey, yeah. You get a bunch of dry ice and one
And a
small
pack of
steak.
jerky.
That's awesome. A pack of jerky and dry ice, Brady. If you win, you might not win. Like I said, we all got votes.
Impressive. His social
Very
media is
impressive guy.
impressive. The way he carries himself. I really like him. I think he's ready.
I couldn't agree more, man. He and obviously Mayhem Miller was his head coach with him, got a lot of attention at the show and after the show and everything. Rightfully so. Super cool to have him there. But you definitely see the level of professionalism.
Oh, yeah.
Not just in the fight, obviously insanely skilled guy, but the way he carries himself. And like you said, the social media takes it very seriously. I mean, you could tell he wants to win Meat Bucks. Like he's pushing it. He's asking his fans to vote.
He's very proud of that belt, man.
100% proud of the belt. Like, just a pro's pro.
He should be.
He
should be. Ethan Goss.
Dude.
He beat the champ.
You beat the champ. That's it. Not just champ, but multi-reigning time. I mean, Ethan, everybody who follows us knows the tear he's been on.
Oh, yeah.
Super impressive. We got Martin B. Homestead saying, I'll throw in a pack of bacon. So, hey, that's I don't know. Send it to me instead. Yeah, that stuff is the best. Yeah, dude. Let's get down to the fight card, I think. Let's just talk about these fights a little bit. No notes today.
No notes.
Wow. Did you rewatch?
I rewatched a bunch of times, not really all at one time. I'd have to keep. I'm like, okay, where did I leave off? Here I am. But
we're gonna do some highlights here. So I think Caleb Leedy's a good point to start at.
Yeah.
Because he did have a very impressive finish and also a super young guy. He's literally young, he was still in high school.
Super talented.
Nuts. Crazy frame also for the weight class being 155 and that tall, just like Kyle Geisinger's teammate like that. I don't know. It's kind of where I'm from originally, that area, and something in the water there for sure. Like these lanky 155ers.
He seems like he's been training a long time.
Is
he one of them kids that came out of it?
I don't think. No, because when I was matching him, his coach was very specific about, like, he wants to fight. He's going to the military, so, like, he needs to get one in before he goes. But he might not really be ready, so let's take it easy. You know what I mean? One of those kind of deals. But
He's a wrestler, wasn't he?
yeah, he wrestled, especially in PA.
I thought he protected himself very well.
Yeah, he looked fantastic.
I mean, even after the fight, he said, "I'm a mixed martial artist. I grapple the strikers and I strike with the grapplers." And he just seemed
I know.
older than 18.
I agree. Very composed.
At least he's been training a little bit. I mean, he seemed good.
I agree. And Brandon Cherry, to his credit, in that fight, I felt like hit him very hard in the first round a few times and definitely got his attention. Like, let him know, dude, you're in a fight.
Right.
Like, you might think this is just like all fun and game. And I think he did have a little bit of that because he's 18 years old, living on cloud 9. But
Right.
Brandon Cherry let him know pretty quickly, like, dude, if you better buckle up or else this is about to get bad for you. Yeah. But he did, and he responded to that beautifully. Got a great rear naked choke there, so sick way.
Very
Definitely.
impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, super impressive. We had Sean Livingston and Maxwell Snyder.
Dude.
Let's talk about that.
It came down to like 2 for me, and I think he was one of them.
Nice.
The way he puts his foot on the gas pedal and doesn't run out of gas. He can throw a high volume of power punches and keep it going for the whole round. He was a debut guy, I thought.
He was, yeah.
Insane for a debut. Insane. Wasn't Max Snyder the one saying he's coming for the meat bucks before?
Probably, yeah.
He was the
yeah.
And you sent it to me, and I was like, oh, nice. They're hype. They're hype. And then I thought, I'm like, oh, let me see this Max Snyder. And Livingston brought it.
Savage. Great.
Savage. And he finished with the arm triangle.
Yeah. Yep. Arm triangle. Great athlete. Is my takeaway from that was kind of exactly what you said. The overall conditioning, the overall level
for your
of athleticism.
First fight, that's insane.
Pretty nuts with the jitters and everything going on also. And I definitely heard from some teammates and coaches and stuff that they basically said, we haven't seen that Sean either. Like he brought the best out of himself on fight night, which, I mean, as you know, that's one of the best intangibles you can have. Showing up on fight night, that's when it counts, brother.
A lot of people train great and then they clam up on fight night. So
it sounds like we got the exact opposite effect with Sean Livingston. Not that he's bad in training or anything, but just that he hit a new level in that fight that even they hadn't seen. So that's huge for sure. Dude, the next fight, one of my favorite amateur fights in the history of 247 Fighting Championships, Jack Leto versus Sam Malloy.
It was an amazing fight.
2 novice amateurs, the skill level there, I don't even know. I'll let you talk about it a little bit because I'm just going to gush.
I wanted to talk more about James Leto.
Okay,
we'll get
the James.
You start off on Jack.
Okay. I mean, Danny Palm, take it.
Yeah, I'll start there. I feel like the Jack Leto Malloy fight was like shades of James Leto versus Ken Burrs. Like it was
like that comparison.
Yeah, like that fight was awesome, and it had like some of the same like types of things happen. Like Malloy almost knocked him out
for sure.
For sure. And that was like Ken Burrs almost knocked out James in their fight.
Yeah, I think the Leto brothers have shown time and again how ridiculously tough they are. It's one thing to be like a front runner in a fight, right? Like they have amazing wrestling, great slams. They're very dominant when they are in front, for sure. They're those guys. But they can also come back from the brink of unconsciousness multiple times and still put it on it, still somehow come back.
They both were I mean, Tyler Dybert did the same thing with James. I
mean, 100%. Sam Malloy, I think, need to talk a little more about him too, because for a debut amateur, his level of grappling, even though Jack kept taking him down, he was threatening submissions that entire fight as soon as it hit, using a sweet omoplata to reverse. Like, he was doing some really high-level stuff for, I think he's only 19 years old, amateur. Like, and, of course, the power on the feet, rocked Jack multiple times, like, badly. Probably won round 2, I would say. That was a really close split decision.
Mm-hmm.
I do, in my eyes, if I was scoring, I do think Jack won and deserved that win. But, I mean, that was one of those fights where both guys, in my eyes, like, raised their stock significantly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Sam, shout out. I know he was nobody's happy to lose. He took it pretty hard that night, but, dude, zero shame in that loss.
You grew up a lot in that fight.
100%. We got Caleb Leedy's teammate, Kyle Geisinger up next versus TJ Sloan.
Great fight.
Another great back and forth.
That TJ Sloan is another one who was that his second fight?
Yep.
Like you would never guess that. You would never guess that. He fights at a different level.
Kyle's 1-2 now, and he's really good.
I know. He's deceiving
Yeah,
1 and 2.
He fights some good. What Malcolm Harris beat him.
Who knows how good Malcolm is yet?
Oh my gosh,
he might be. Dude, Malcolm might be one of the best amateurs in PA. Like novice for sure, but I'm saying overall.
I agree.
Like that dude has done nothing but completely
you
impress.
got a lot of like Sky Lesko's like that. It's like
I know, it's so exciting. Like I just want to see these guys get pushed, and TJ's among them.
Oh yeah.
Like TJ did get pushed by Kyle, by the way, in this fight. Like Kyle for sure, for sure in my opinion, won round 1 of that fight. Like TJ definitely started slow, and Kyle completely capitalized on it and was ready to roll. But composure to come back, get the second round submission, like says a lot about TJ's mindset. But I know like him and his coaches didn't like that start. Want to see more. It's nice when a fighter can look really good and get a dominant win, but still leave feeling like they have plenty to work on. And I think that's where he's at.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want to get out of the fight, right?
Absolutely.
What to work on. If you don't ever have anything to work on, come on.
Absolutely. So the next one of the card, maybe the best knockout in 247 history.
Oh, baby. Is this the sleeper pick?
Kassarian Spence versus Drew Landefeld.
Yeah, that one's hard for me not to vote for.
I get it. We'll do official votes shortly, but trust me, this is a strong meat bucks contender.
Yeah, it is. I'm this close to voting for it. I'm on the fence yet, but I thought Kassarian Spence was incredible Muay Thai. Like, wow. And Drew to get out there and even challenge him, hats off to Drew.
Love that.
Clearly, that guy's a pro.
Yeah.
I mean, he did everything right, and he really let Drew have it there at the end. But
insane, dude.
I was impressed with Kassarian the whole time in that fight.
Yeah, same. I appreciate you for sure pointing out Drew stepping up for the fight, because it is definitely worth mentioning that even though they had similar amounts of experience in terms of overall fights, Muay Thai is not MMA.
No.
And Drew's experience was MMA based.
Mm-hmm.
And he went into Kassarian's world, not vice versa. So it is a different sport. And even though everybody's going to remember that knockout for sure, and that's the highlight of the fight, that happened in the third round of a pretty competitive fight up to that point.
Drew was pushing the pace. Like he was trying to get after him the whole time.
100%.
And most of those head kicks like that aren't even legal in your MMA. So. And he almost caught it a lot.
Dude, he was looking for it for sure. He was definitely looking for it, and eventually found it and shut out the lights. It was definitely one of the cleanest knockouts in 247 history, but also we were trying to think the only clean head kick knockout in 247 history, even all the way up to pro MMA, pro kickboxing, whatever. You don't see it very often, let alone with freaking headgear on too.
Right.
Like that's
and then Drew seems to be okay though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He's handling it super well, and is anybody surprised?
Part of the game.
That Drew knows. Yeah. I heard from several people after that fight that Kassarian warming up, hitting pads sounded like he was like shooting a cannon every time he would kick the pads. So
I heard that
I could see that. I could definitely see that now. We got Abby Tomzuk in the chat. Danny Palm, big Danny Palm fan, she says.
Whoa.
Shout out to Abby.
Let's go. Let's go, Danny Palm. Love that. We got next up. Here you go, Brad. Here's your chance. James Leto versus Tyler Dybert.
I've been waiting for that fight for a long time. 4-1 versus 3-0, right?
Yeah.
Big boys in the ring.
So good.
I mean, who's going to take Dybert down? Who's going to take Leto down? Like, that was a great fight. Leto's striking was impressive.
Yeah.
Especially later in the fight as he kept catching him. And the grappling was impressive. He did pretty much anything he wanted to do. Leto put on a dominant performance. I was very impressed with him on that fight. Yeah. Because Dybert's nobody who's going to lay down and let you have anything.
No. James has now fought 6 times overall, and 4 of them were for us. And I would say Dude, pound for pound, he might be the most exciting fighter we have.
He's a strong, tough son of a bitch.
Just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Just an absolute dog. And like,
But Dybert looks so much bigger.
I agree. Yeah, Dybert did look physically a lot bigger. And there is a little something to that because James, I think we talked about in the lead up, he was wrestling at 174 this year. That fight was at 185. So you
did tell me that.
Yeah, so that was basically James's like walk around weight now because he had lost a lot of weight this year to wrestle at 74. He actually wants to fight at 170 moving forward. But he took this fight because A, Dybert said yes, and B, like it is a good matchup and a good test, which he knew. So that was actually like up a weight class from where he wanted to be. And it showed in physical stature, but it didn't show in strength and the grappling exchanges. Like James definitely.
Some of the ground and pound that you finally got to see James do. Like,
isn't that fun?
Dude, he throws some shots, even when the guy's in like a turtle position.
Whew. He's special, man. I think like he had one of the more impressive amateur debuts we've ever seen, and all the way up has been crazy impressive. The fight with Ken Burrs that we talked about was a fight of the year.
I think I remember his first fight like it was yesterday. It might have been my first fight.
Just throwing it.
That guy came in the ring acting crazy, and then James Lato slammed him on his head 100 times.
Dude, it was so crazy to see. I remember sitting there just being like, is this actually happening?
I thought
like this is happening.
I didn't know what was happening.
He's a grown man, dude. If he gets his hands around you, you're going for a ride, period. He doesn't care.
I agree.
And that is so fun. Like that is the most fun MMA wrestling for sure.
That was the kind of wrestler he is too. Like if you get in those upper body exchanges with you, like he's gonna toss you.
He's gonna just throw you.
I'd like to see him wrestle. I should go to a pit match.
He's at where Lockhaven?
Yeah, he was at Lockhaven this year. Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we went to a pit match that unfortunately he wasn't competing in. I think he was injured at the time, but it was the first time we went to a wrestling match. I had a great time. That was super fun. Yeah, dude, James Leto, shout out. I got to be honest, I don't think he's going to win the meat bucks just given the competition, but I want to make sure that he gets his due on that because that Tyler Dybert is an animal. And again, his stock goes up as well in my eyes. I'm insanely excited to see how Tyler responds to his first career loss, but James is pretty special, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty special guy. We have a returning fan favorite up next. Bronco Busick versus Dale Reed.
Man, I don't think it could have been done any better than the way he did it. I think he hit Dale a couple times, and Dale did not want to get hit again by Bronco.
Seems accurate.
And Bronco just went down to the grappling and finished business like he always does.
The Bronco Anaconda is pretty nasty. He's got that on lock.
Yeah.
I love that. Danny Palm, talk to me about Bronco because I know you're a big Bronco Busick guy.
Yeah, I'll just start for one. Bronco is one of my favorite fighters, like just overall. I love watching him fight, always have. But like this fight specifically, like leading up to it, like we found out that Dale was going to be like pretty decently overweight for this fight, and he let us know. And Bronco's just like, yeah, I don't care. Like he just call me and goes, actually, you know what? Don't even call me. Just text me and say, hey, Bronc, like this is what he weighed. We're good.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was so awesome.
And he went out there, landed the head kick and punch within 10 seconds. And they go the grappling exchange. He like big brothers him down to the ground. Like
done.
Yeah, it was wild. The dealing with like a 30-pound weight disadvantage basically and still doing that. That's just the most Bronco thing ever.
I think Dale Reed was caught off guard when he got hit like that.
For sure.
I think that really surprised him.
Yeah.
Well, I think Bronco's athleticism and power is very deceiving. Mm-hmm. It seems like he does that to a lot of people. Like I remember Mateo had a very similar reaction. Like he was very surprised, like, oh, snap.
Yeah, I was surprised too. Like that ended so fast.
Yeah, and then there's like a little bit of panic when they feel it.
He comes out so chill and calm, and then pow.
Right.
Same thing with Kovacs. I think when he hit Raiden, like Raiden was like, oh wow, like dang. He hits like a heavyweight.
Yes, exactly. And debatably, I mean, we talk about it a lot here because Bronco's never lost at 205. Like his losses are all at 185 or heavyweight against Raiden. That one's kind of the outlier for sure. So like seems like he should be at 205 based on the success. But I think like frame wise, he looks like a 185 UFC. Like he looks like if he was in the UFC, he'd be at 185. And I think like, I don't know if it's just conditioning or what it is, but like Bronco, if he could get it figured out at 185, bro,
Look out.
Savage.
But like I will like the performances we've seen of him for us, like substantially better at 205.
Not even close. Yeah, he gassed in 3 minutes at 185 for
Really?
some reason. It was weird. Yeah. I mean, it could have been the weight cut for sure.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah, Bronco is super impressive. And if you guys like Bronco Busick and watching him fight, you should probably stay tuned July 19th.
Oh. Nice.
Just saying. And it's not at 205, Brad. Oh my goodness,
185.
That's a tidbit. Is it 185? It
Oh
could
my
be.
gosh.
It could be. Could be why I'm bringing it up, but it's actually not.
Are you gonna announce it?
No.
We got time.
Not until tickets are officially on sale, which is probably going to be the end of this week. So, we'll get it rolling then. I don't want to get people all excited and then they're like, oh, I can't do anything about it. I want you to be able to be excited and then go buy that ticket. You know what I mean?
I got you.
And I think you will be excited about it too. It's a great matchup. One that you'll appreciate. I'll tell you after it's
Good.
over. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. You'll know it. You'll like it. So after that, we rolled right into one of Bronco's longtime friends, Nico Petrides. And this is great because Bronco was in Nico's corner, which I didn't even realize ahead of time. So Bronco finishes his fight, sprints out of the cage to go backstage and like get changed real quick, sprints back out to be in Nico's corner. So
we were trying to pay Bronco. He was like, no, I got to go.
I got to go. I got to be there for Nico. So this is kind of, I feel like people a lot of times like this kind of discussion, the behind the scenes stuff. So we try to not do this, by the way. Like if two teammates are on a card, we try to spread them out a little bit so the coaches and everybody have time to get people ready. I didn't realize that Bronco was going to be in Nico's corner. So sorry about that, Bronco and Nico, for making it so tight, but they made it work.
And they're both pros.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah. So there's less room for.
Would you put one of them between Patton and
Exactly.
I feel like it worked out the best way it could have. Like if Bronco was in like a 3-round war before. Like,
yeah. At least he took care of business quickly and was still fresh.
And had enough energy for Squirrely J.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh no. That's okay, guys. I have an announcement. The winner of the meat bucks is Squirrely J. We've been hiding it, but it's actually Squirrely J.
Hey, he didn't tap.
He didn't tap.
He's gonna go shopping at Hunter's house though.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%, 100%. And his gift card is infinite. He's just taking what he wants. Oh, dude, that's so ridiculous. What a scene.
We got numbers, man.
We do got numbers.
You're gonna need a
got
high
all
fence.
the numbers. I know, dude. Get that Vivint security system better be on point. We got Nico's fight was awesome though. Honestly, like we're talking right now about Squirrely J. Like I said, I feel like that overshadowed the fight itself, but it was a great fight.
Yeah, it was.
Brett Schoenfeld came off a long layoff and didn't look rusty.
Not at
That's so rare, dude. Like,
It is.
that, especially at the pro level against somebody like Nico, like he could have gotten waxed fast and I think could have made sense. Like you would have been like, damn, yeah, that time off like really hurt him, but no, not at all. Came out swinging.
A lot of back and forth in that fight.
That dude's pre-fight warm-up was like a fight on its own in the cage. Like he was in there like full tracksuit, like straight up dripping in sweat as a warm-up.
That's crazy.
You got to break a sweat before you get in there.
Oh, it was like
he was like
it was like
sauna.
Yeah, it was like 3 p.m. and he's like
cutting weight.
Yeah.
It's that post-weight cut. That's the important one they don't talk about. But Nico, I felt like maybe, I don't know. I haven't rewatched recently. I did rewatch right away, but I should have rewatched more recently. But felt like he maybe gassed a little bit after the first round. I felt like there was a point where Brett was kind of starting to turn the tide, and I was like, oh no, like this is happening again for Nico.
I think Nico gasses when he grapples a lot.
Yes,
I noticed that. Like a lot of when they're standing up and grappling, and I think that does take a lot. I mean, I do too. I know what he's feeling.
Any human being, like unless you do that constantly, that's tough to get used to. But that was like the Russ Corbel. Why I thought like
a
that
lot
was
of grappling. I think it took a lot out of Nico.
Exactly.
I feel like he gets into the position in his fights too, where like he rocks the guys on the feet and then he swarms them, and that like takes a lot of energy out of you.
Right. Even though he's trying to take a break on his own a little bit, laying on him, but it's sapping your energy too. I feel like.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you could see Brett's like super vet, even though he'd been off for a while. Like when he sensed that, he turned it on.
Yep.
Like Brett was going for the kill then. Brett super tight guillotine at one point that I remember that I was like, oh, dude, I think he's got it. I think he's got it. And Nico after the fight was like, yeah, that sucked. That was bad. Like that almost got me. But he persevered, rocked Brett on the feet badly, dropped him, and the ref stepped in, and it was one of those finishes that, like, at the time I thought was fine, but then
it wasn't the first time he rocked him.
That's the key. That's definitely the key.
I think, and I do still I stand behind the ref on that call too.
The more times I watched that finish, the more I was okay with it. Like in live time, I was like, oh, maybe that was a little bit early. But
if that was the first time he got stunned,
right,
I could see it, but it wasn't. It definitely wasn't the first.
He got dropped a couple of times. He was like rolling around. Like,
yeah. I think you guys are definitely on point with that. It was like
and Nico could have stayed on him, hammering him in the head.
That's the thing. Like, do you need
Nico stopped and he grabbed the leg?
Do you need to see somebody stone cold out stiff to really know what happened there? I don't think so. And Brett will be fine. Like Brett was already talking about his next fight right after that fight, so he'll be fine. That was him like getting back in form, getting back to it, and fought a super tough, much younger guy that was super hungry and looked great in my opinion. So no loss there really for Brett. But Nico, another impressive performance, threw himself into the Meat Bucks discussion once again.
Yep.
Chuka Willis versus Justin Patton, Brad.
That was tough.
Crazy fight. Not what I expected, I will say.
Me neither. I didn't watch that one as many times as the others, but I know I started watching it today again, and then I got taken away by the kids. But
imagine that.
Chuka was an athlete, man.
Yeah.
He was not backing down from Patton at all.
He had some, I think we talked about it in like the post-fight show. I don't know if he had a judo background or not, but I felt like he probably did. He was very strong in every standing grappling exchange.
Right.
And it was just very impressive. You don't see that much in MMA. Like guys very good in those situations. And especially with the run Patton's been on, doing that the way he was doing it to Patton was like, dude, what is this? This dude is out of control right now. Like, when's the last time we've seen somebody do that to Justin?
Right. That's a guy that's fought 50 times.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that to Justin.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Chuka's experience definitely showed big time there. And I think we did actually talk about it in the lead up, but if you count his amateur career, he really does have like over 50 fights. It's an insane amount of experience. And I took him to the hotel from weigh-ins. So he flew in, didn't have a ride to the hotel. So I took him, we were talking a little bit. And he said like that was all intentional on his part. He still firmly thinks like he can be in the UFC. He thinks he's UFC level, and he thinks all of his experience is like, yeah, his record's good. I mean, he's 15-7 now. It's a very good record.
Right.
But he thinks like he's only just now hitting what he should be. And that what we just saw against Patton was like the first step of where he's always seen himself going. It's very interesting because a lot of veteran guys like that with like, you know, above 500 records, but maybe not 20-0 or whatever. People just write them off as like they're stuck regionally forever. Right. But no, like that definitely doesn't have to be the case. And if that's the guy he is and he can do that to Justin Patton, dude,
right?
Who else can he do it to? Yeah.
Justin's ready. And dude, it was a crazy night for me and all. Like when they both fought, when Justin and Ethan went down, I was texting you like, holy crap. Like, I didn't think that was supposed to happen.
I know, dude. That was wild. It was weird to see.
It was like humbling for me.
I mean, that was the run that Justin's been on. Yeah, I totally get it. It was crazy to see for sure.
The run they were both on.
Right?
Yeah, dude. No doubt. Very true. So leads us to the main event, obviously. Brady Fong versus Ethan Goss, the champ versus the dude from California, the
leg lock specialist.
The leg lock specialist, which we definitely talked about in the lead up, and ultimately for me just makes the win that much more impressive. Ethan trained specifically to defend heel hooks, which we know, you have to when somebody specializes.
He's that good at it, yeah.
Then he goes and gets it anyway, Brad.
Sometimes when you're that good at what you do, nobody can stop it.
You being somebody who trains and is pretty invested in the jiu-jitsu world, like what do you think of heel hooks and the leg lock game in general?
I don't do them. So, I mean, I should. Like, sometimes I'll do them just to get the person to freak out so I can get something else.
Get a
But,
different
like, I'm
position.
not big on them.
Yeah.
But, jiu-jitsu is like a smart sport. If you get really good at something people don't really train a lot at, you're going to have an upper hand on them. Like, so, I mean, I'm impartial to them. I don't think they're cheap. I don't think they're stupid. I think it's part of the game, and he's mastered it. So good for him.
No doubt about that. Hitting it against super high level competition and coming in, beating Ethan that way, that definitively. And like I said, when you are, and Brady truly isn't a one trick pony. If you
No.
watch his
He looked
film,
great.
he does everything very well. But when you're finishing everybody one way, they're going to say, like, that's what you do. And it is what he does. I mean, it is primarily how he finishes fights. So when everybody knows that and you can still do it against them, that just makes it.
It's like the Lado and getting slammed.
You know he's going to slam you on your head, and you can't stop it.
I don't care who you are, you're getting slammed.
Dude,
Doesn't matter.
Cody McKenzie, way back in the day in the UFC, that was my favorite example. He had this nasty high elbow guillotine that he would get everybody with, and you'd put you to sleep in like 10 seconds of having it. Like, he must have had a crazy squeeze, but like, everybody knew that's all he could do, and yet they would shoot on him and he would sink it in and just game over. Cody McKenzie, shout out. I hope he's doing well, because he was always such a character. Love that dude. So Brady definitely with the heel hooks, the leg lock game, he's a step ahead of most people you'll see. And I think it's interesting because even all the way up to the UFC level, haven't seen a leg lock specialist in a while, since probably like Ryan Hall maybe was the last. And obviously he got humbled in the UFC at one point. But there is usually a point where the competition figures out how to defend them and they stop working. Where is that point for Brady now? I don't know. We haven't found that point yet. Clearly, it wasn't Ethan, unfortunately, for him and his champ status.
Right,
is still technically the 155 champ, though. Just want to throw that out. He didn't he can't lose both belts.
Oh, right,
you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Ethan's still the 155 champ.
So he's still a champ.
Right. But now we have this interesting situation. Brady being the 145-pound champ.
Who's going to fight him?
Who's going to fight this guy at 145?
Is Patton available now?
So I'm saying Patton lost, so that kind of takes that one off the table.
Oh, because he has to.
Yeah, you want a title challenger should be coming off a win, in my opinion, for sure. Like, you want that to, unless it's a last-minute replacement type situation,
I agree.
Has to be like on a run versus on a run momentum.
I agree.
So yeah, Brady's in a very interesting position where I personally just think this dude should just be in the UFC. Like, let's just call it what it is. He's what now, 15-4? Yeah. That's a ridiculous record, dude. Insane record.
And he beat the champ in how many? I mean, it was quick.
It was pretty quick. Yeah, definitely first round. I don't know. Let's see what Tapology says.
2 minutes.
3:14.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So it was a little longer than we thought, but still, I mean, that's doing work. Also, while we're talking about Ethan, special shout out. His wife is either currently in labor or going to be induced tomorrow. Yeah, Ethan is about to become Dad Ethan, so he's about to get some dad strength going on. And the 247 family as a whole is growing by one here very soon. So that's very exciting times for Ethan.
Good for them.
And Big Mama Goss, his wife. Yeah, there we go. That's definitely cheer-worthy right there. Shout out to them. That's awesome. Maybe in 18 years we'll have a debut for another Goss 247 debut of another.
The Honey Badger.
The Honey Badger. Can't be the perfect. The Honey Badger Goss. Probably be the raccoon or something. So, boys, we have now all that's left. We talked about the fights, talked about the event. Great event, by the way. Like, overall, the crowd was amazing. Pacing was amazing. There were a lot of really good finishes all over this card, which is great for Meat Bucks purposes because it makes for a fun vote that could genuinely go any way. So we talked about who came down to the fan vote. Brady won that, got 2 points for winning the fan vote. Now it comes down to us 4 voting. Ryan off camera cast his vote already. I know who he's voting for. Obviously, I know who I'm voting for. I don't know who either of you are voting for, though. So I think I'm going to start with the man behind the mic there, Danny Palm. I need you to lead us off strong here, brother.
All right, yeah, I'll start it. I think I don't think my pick will be a surprise. I'm gonna go with Bronco Busick.
Nice.
Ooh,
Now I'm
nice.
like just the chain of events for him that night. He gets a first round finish under a minute, immediately goes and corners his friend, gets a W as a cornerman, and then he subdued Squirrely J.
Yeah.
Like,
You can't deny the run he had that night.
Before I vote, can you tell? Did Bronco win meat bucks before?
Did
Or
he?
did he just win submission of the
he
year?
won submission
I
of the
think
year.
he just won.
He didn't
submission
win
of
the
year.
meat bucks?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think he won meat bucks.
Good.
I don't think he did. I know Nico for sure did and said he was going to give Bronco a steak, I think.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think-
when he came and got his stuff.
Yeah. So I think that's as close as it got. Yeah, dude. Bronco's got a big old family at home that I'm sure would appreciate it, no doubt. So Danny, 1 vote in that direction. Nice, dude. So Ryan off camera. I don't know if I should tell Ryan's or go to you or me. I don't. I could go either way. Ryan off camera cast his vote, and he's going for the new featherweight champion, Brady Huang,
Ooh.
for reasons being level of competition primarily. To do that to Ethan Goss trumps everything for
I'm
Ryan.
not going to hate on that vote at all.
Yeah, no, that's a solid
I
vote.
mean,
The only reason I wouldn't vote for Brady is because I don't know if he'll come back and just get his meat box. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only, I mean, and I don't like voting for pros, but I think that's a great vote. I mean, he came in here and handled business the professional way. I'm very down with that vote.
the other thing with Brady for me is like, as serious as he's taken the voting makes me feel like he'll figure out a way to get his meat if he wins. You know what I mean?
right.
He seems pretty serious about this. He'll be here probably before Ethan.
And he seems like a guy that would eat some meat, some good meat.
I agree.
Appreciate it. Too.
I agree. I fully agree. So, Brad, let's kick it. Let's get your official on the record vote here.
All right. So I'm still on the fence. It came down to a bunch for me. I'd say Sean Livingston is one of my.
I love that. Pick.
He's in there, man. He impressed the hell out of me as a debuter. Probably the best debut fight I've seen in my life.
Wow, that's awesome
for a debuter to come out and perform the way he did. It was impressive. James Leto is on my radar, big time. For anybody you put him up against, he finds a way to get it done, and he is a bad boy. Like, he is just tough, gritty, and gets it done every time. But I am going to go with Danny Palm on this one and vote for Bronco Busick.
Oh my goodness.
Bronco Busick, the way he carries himself, I love the guy, the way he trains, everything he's about. He's a great dad. He's a great coach. He's a great teammate. He's a great fighter.
Yeah.
He goes out and he really put on a display, got the anaconda, his specialty, finished it quick. I'm going to vote for Bronco.
It's worth noting that if we're going to say that it's impressive that Brady gets heel hooks when people know he's going to heel hook, it's also impressive that Bronco's able to get the anaconda when people know that that's his thing as well. So
I believe Lucas knew he was setting up the anaconda. I mean, as soon as they went to that position, I'm like, oh, you're done.
There it is. This
done.
is what this guy does.
Yeah.
So good luck with that. Yeah. Again, another guy with a ridiculous squeeze. Bronco's the man. And I couldn't agree more with everything you guys are saying, not just about Bronco, but Sean, Leto. Kassarian Spence is the one that I really want to give the biggest shout out to, because I'm sure.
Oh, I forgot about even giving him the shout out.
You guys can all do math at this point. Even if I voted for Kassarian, he can't win at this point.
There was a
either
moment
Bronco
where
or
that
Brady.
was my vote for sure.
Yeah.
I like his display of his art was beautiful. I loved it, and he got the knockout of the night.
Maybe the knockout of ever in
Yeah.
247. I would say him and Josh Visoki have the two that for me are like above the rest.
And his professionalism before and after. the fight,
Crazy
too.
professional.
And
Love the way he carried himself.
It was hard for me to not vote for Brady as well,
Yeah.
because I do think, I mean, he carries some weight on social media. He's going to the next level. You know, it'd be great to have him come shop in my store.
Dude, 100%.
But no, I'm going to stick
100%.
with Bronco, my man Bronco. I
like
love
it.
everything he's about.
So that's
and he deserves it.
two for Bronco, 3 for Brady with me left. Wow, this is quite the position to be in. Because if I was picking 2, I got to be honest with you. My second place vote would have been Kassarian if I wasn't going with my first place guy. I would have picked Kassarian. My first place guy is, I'm sorry, Brad. We got to figure this out. It's Brady.
Nice.
It's
Let's
Brady.
go.
We got to figure out how to get him to meet.
Let's go.
I echo what Ryan thinks about it. The level of competition is the huge differentiator for me. When you doing it to anybody is impressive. Doing it to Ethan is next level. That just shows that you're just on a different planet. And just again, it's nothing beyond that, because professionalism wise, deserving wise, effort wise, like him and Bronco are totally even. Like you can't say one guy's more professional or more deserving than the other. So for me, it all comes down to the level of competition and what he did against who he did it against. Next level, dude.
And Broncos had a little bit to do with it too, how his opponent was severely overweight and Bronco didn't bat an eye at it. He said, let's fight it. Let's run the fight.
So Danny definitely said it, but I want to emphasize exactly how that went down at weigh-ins, because Bronco was hanging around. His opponent was late to weigh-ins, first of all, like showed up very late, and we knew he was overweight anyway. But Bronco wanted to be there when he weighed in, just to see it, just to make sure, whatever. It got to a point where Bronco was like tired of waiting around and was like, I'm going to go. He's like, just tell me what he weighs. And he's like, and call me. And I'll say if I still want the fight, because he could have weighed like 260 or so. You know, I mean, he told us he was going to be what he said, but who knows?
Right.
And then he goes, you know what? Don't even call me. Just text me.
Yeah. Then right after he said, he's like, call me so we can decide if we still want. He goes, you know what? Don't even call me. Just text me the new contract. Let's have some fun. I was like, dude, Bronco, you're the man for that.
But yeah, Brady coming in from San Francisco, fighting the champ in enemy territory.
Yeah, I know, man. Crazy impressive. So California, you got to make your way back, Brady. We'll figure this out, brother. We'll figure out how to get you back here.
Crazy thing is I buy all my exotic meat from California.
That's awesome. Maybe you can like
We're
cut out the middleman.
Ship it to me and ship it back to Brady.
No, cut out the middle. Just tell them, hey, deliver these here. Yeah, instead. I guess, I don't know, man. What do we do? Dry ice? How long does that hold?
We could ship it. I mean, I get shipments from LA all the time.
Okay, sweet. Nah, nothing to it. We'll figure it out.
Next day air.
What's he going to get? Tri-tip? Isn't that like
it costs as much as a plane ticket to ship it. That's
that's crazy. That's insane. Well, we'll figure this out. We'll make it work. You get 1 pound of ground meat.
So we tied. Who's the tiebreaker?
No, Brady won 4-2.
Oh, it was 4-2?
Yeah. Me and Ryan voted for Brady, and the fans did too. So that's 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I could have, if I would have voted for Bronco, it would have been a 3-3 tie. That would have been crazy. And I don't know how normally the way we broke ties in the past was
so maybe he just needs to come visit Pittsburgh. Maybe he should come commentate on July 19th or something.
Oh, dude, now we're cooking. Bro, hang on. Spitball. Get him in for a sprawl in the Berg.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, he'll leg lock the shit out.
Let's get Brady in there.
Where's Jeff Bach? Jeff Bach.
Brady versus Jeff.
Let's go.
Let's go, Brad. Let's go. It is written. Dude, that is so
Are you
sick.
accepting applications for more matchmakers?
Yeah, accepted. You're hired. Let's go. Dude, that's an awesome call. Maybe that's exactly what we need to do. I love that.
Wow,
I love that idea a lot.
Crazy.
Love that a whole lot. So, Brady, congrats, dude. Hope you share a steak with Mayhem or not, because he'll probably put mayonnaise on it and ruin it. So,
wait, who was the kid who did the fight to win and brought the mayo out?
Dan Cohen.
Dan Cohen.
The man.
Yes.
Dude, that's so fun.
Hilarious.
I couldn't believe when he walked out with that. I was like, dude, this is
Were
the
you
best
there or
thing.
did you watch
No,
it?
I was watching.
I went. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I could see you all night sitting there. You were
With
right
my
up
son.
front. Yeah. That was so funny. Dude, that was a cool event.
It was.
Yeah.
They always are cool.
Yeah. Who Hannah won? I'm trying to think who else. AJ
all
Laws
the
won.
Indio kids
Westwood
won
won.
except
Evan.
Bryce lost the first match.
Kyle O'Hare got
Yeah.
him fast. That was
Real quick.
That was wicked.
That was like the move we learned in Nogi the one day. Just duck under and jump on the back with the body triangle
It works sometimes, huh?
every time.
Yeah. 100% of the time.
Never
it
you
works
saw
out.
Ty Westwood for the first time.
I know. I'm always asking about that kid, because from what I understand,
He's sick.
he's the one to keep an eye on.
He's filthy.
Yeah. What's up? Like, how do you see the level of Indio growing? Because it's funny, because it feels like you just talked about winning at a white belt, but we've been doing this for so long. You've been training now for so long. How have you seen kind of Indio grow in general?
It's pretty crazy. Like all my buddies are like my best friend who just got me into jiu-jitsu, right? He's the one who's brought Danilo to the store and talked me into doing it. He got his purple belt this morning.
That's wild.
You know what I mean?
That's
it's
wild.
so crazy. Like, and we're all blue belts now. We're all purple and blue, and you get like white belts in. Everybody's licking their chops. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Give me that guy.
But yeah, we're moving on up, man. We're getting there.
The new facility looks awesome.
Yep.
Obviously, the team's success out of control. As we know, year after year, the record of Indio fighters is among the best, if not the best in the area. So shout out them. Shout out. What else are we shouting out today, Danny Palm? Brandenburg 29, July 19th. We're going to have a lot of announcements for that coming so soon.
Oh, yeah.
And they're awesome. We have 10 signed fights right now, I think. So we're still pretty far out and are pretty much have a full card. That's always a good feeling. And you guys be real happy about some of these matchups, I promise.
I can't wait
It's
to
sick.
hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's
sick.
some sick ones.
Broncos back for sure. I'm trying to think who else. Did we talk about anybody else just now that's back? I don't think. It's a lot of like
Geisinger, Sloan.
no, it's a lot of faces that maybe you guys haven't seen in a while. So that's maybe even
I've
more
been wondering
exciting.
about some guys lately.
Maybe we got some answers for you
Like
when
Danny-
this stops recording.
There's
Danny Walters.
Oh,
he's got a fight coming up.
not for us. Not for us. But yeah, July 12th. He has a
Oh.
title fight, I think.
Nice.
There's another one we just talked about.
Who? Dan Walters?
Malloy.
Oh, Sam
Mm.
Malloy's on there. Yeah, good call, Danny Palm. We got, yeah, I mean,
Wait, who is that other real good grappler?
Amy? Like wrestling or submission grappling?
Submission grappling. He was a good jiu-jitsu guy in the last card.
Man. On the very last card, the one we just talked about?
No, the one before.
Oh,
it.
the one before that.
He was. I think he lost too, but he put on a heck of a show.
Oh, dude, this is gonna hang on. This is gonna kill me.
Mhm.
This is
And
like
Sam Malloy would be a good fight.
this is like my ultimate trivia. Like I would be the best at this out of anything. And I can't think of it. Hang on. Trying to find it.
And well, the last Meat Bucks had 2 cards on it. Shoot, so it could
That's
be.
true. It could be the one before. Yeah, I'm not seeing nobody jumps out on that one. Let's see the other one. Carry us through. Sorry for the dead air, guys. I know that's no fun, but this is going to drive me nuts if I can't think.
Well, Stout's getting a new facility as well, I believe, in
Mhm.
the Strip, huh? I follow this guy who like spray paints buildings. That Jeremy Raymer. You ever watch his stuff?
Yeah,
He-
definitely.
He did their building. It
That
looks
is awesome.
sick,
Yeah,
dude.
that's really cool.
Sick.
I just saw it the other day in the Strip. I was walking. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that's where it was going to be. Like next to Helltown and
Mhm.
near Penzies, kind of that side. That's good for them.
Nice.
They need. I mean, they're obviously one of the biggest,
It's
the
down
biggest
there?
gym. Yeah, that's where the mural I saw was, at least
Oh,
right
wow.
between Helltown and whatever that like
Like
random.
on Penn Avenue.
Yeah.
Stout's on Penn Avenue,
Wait.
bro.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
pretty cool. I'm
like
gonna have to get
if
down
you're
there.
if you're at Woolies, you can like look across the street and see it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that's it. The mural was there at least.
Yeah, I don't think they'd paint that on the building.
Right.
They're not
'Cause
going
I'm
in.
like, damn, they're just putting Stout murals all over the Strip. Maybe I don't know.
I follow that guy, and I'm always like, man, I want him to paint the side of my building with some sick butchery things. But I'm like, man, I can't afford that.
That can't be cheap,
That can't be cheap. But I don't know. So many people use them.
dude. I mean, there's value to that.
There
for
is
sure.
value
Yeah.
to it.
Also, though, I gotta say, your storefront is awesome because of how classic and simple it is.
And the thing painted on the side of my building, the guy died, and he's like legendary for painting buildings in the Strip. That Cridge guy.
There you go. Yeah, there's something to like the
So my
history. of it
father-in-law
that
won't get rid of that.
I agree. I understand.
It's
I
almost like
personally
the
agree with
Woolies
that.
fish that they had to take down. You know,
Oh, that hurt. Yeah, that was weird. What do you know why that was? What?
they demolished that whole cold storage building.
Oh wow. So the fish, did they take? Somebody has it though, like
Yeah.
in storage or something.
Yeah.
So they could put it back up at some point somewhere. Oh, that would be sick.
It would be sick.
You put it.
I think they
just-
tried to sell it, I think, but I don't think anybody wanted it, to be honest.
I
It's
would
a
want it.
big ass fish. Where would you put it?
I don't know. Here, dude.
It's like the size of your house. Yeah, here. That'd be it.
Hang it in the venue, bro.
Under the sunny days sign.
Yeah. Have people stopping in to order salmon and grouper all the time. Like,
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, sorry. It's just the fish.
Yeah.
I'm just a big fan. No, that's awesome, dude. But
I noticed that your facility looks like there's more things going on here now.
like that,
A lot
looking
more
pretty nice.
chairs and benches and all kinds of stuff out there.
We're pretty much ready to roll, bro. Whenever they say go, we're going to come out of the gates fast. That's for sure. So, yeah, man, we're very excited.
I can't wait till they give you that go. I'm sure you guys are freaking
just frothing at the
eating
mouth.
some crap on this one.
We have been for a year. At this point, that's just I'm used to the taste of crap in my mouth at this point.
It's sad.
It's a good time.
You got to go through that though to get to the glory, man.
It's funny because so many business owners and people, high level business guys like you that I respect a ton have told me that. So like I understand that's part of it, but man, that's still it sucks. You
got to be able to ride that roller coaster. You can't get off anywhere, man.
Nice.
You're up, you're down, you're down.
Yep, that's it, man. But
get back up.
We're gonna be rocking once this is open for sure.
Yeah.
Very fast. But yeah, dude, congrats, Brady. You definitely earned that, man. We'll figure this out. Whether you come back to Pittsburgh or we end up shipping to you, we'll figure this out and make it happen. But Brad, I'm super happy that summer's here and the store's just absolutely hopping right now. I'm excited about this July card to see who's going to throw their name into the Meat Bucks mix. But yeah, man, let's close this one out. Danny Palm, guys, if you haven't been to Strip District Meats, obviously we talked about it a lot, but let me just go ahead and emphasize that best butcher shop in Pittsburgh, hands down. Not just because Brad's sitting here, not just because Brad supports us. I swear, anybody who vouch for me. I shop there before you sponsored. I would shop there if you stopped tomorrow. I hope you don't, but it's the best. If you guys like meat, if you like cooking at all, if you want to just go try something new, like we were talking about the alligator and the kangaroo, go try something new. Expand your taste.
Now's the time. Spring, summer's here. Get to the Strip. I'm not the only store in the Strip. You're going to have a good day down there, going to La Prima, going to Pamela's for breakfast, check out Penn Avenue Fish, Strip District Meats, Grandpa Joe's, Woolies, all of it. We're all down there. There's a lot down there, all kinds of different cultural food. You'll have a blast.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Go have yourself a strip day. And Brady, come on, Dad. You got some meat bucks waiting on you, brother. Let's end this thing. See you guys.